In horror movie terms, a chamber piece refers to a story that is intimate, contained, and character driven, usually set in one or just a few locations with a small cast. The focus is less on spectacle and more on the psychological tension, the atmosphere, and the interpersonal conflict. The horror comes from being trapped with people or potentially something rather than large-scale chaos. And today, we are talking all things chamber pieces. Welcome back, ghouls and gals. This week we are celebrating a huge win for the horror community. 16 Oscar nominations for Sinners. Are you kidding me? That is a total win for us. What a fantastic film. It is such an important film, and I wish I could just erase my brain one time just for one specific event so that I could rewatch and re-experience Sinners again in the theaters for the first time. Congratulations, Ryan Coogler and the whole team for Sinners. A truly impressive accomplishment. The new Silent Hill is not getting great reviews. Alex actually asked if I wanted to go see it in theaters last weekend, and honestly, I said no, I don't want to waste money on a movie I'm going to be so disappointed in. And unfortunately, my gut feeling is turning out to be right because the reviews are coming in and they're not good. And in other news, not only is Kenan Thompson remaking Sleepaway Camp, but we're also getting a new Kenan and Kel meet Frankenstein in kind of an Abbott and Costello type of monster movie that will go into production this summer. And Kenan Thompson was quoted saying, "We're excited to bring a fresh take on a monster story and have some fun doing it." So, very exciting horror news this week. But anyways, I mentioned in the last episode that for every 5th episode, instead of talking about a specific movie from our ever-growing list, which will grow by another 10 movies very soon, we would talk about a theme, a genre, a director, or something else random. And today that random thing is chamber pieces. Generally, in horror movies, a chamber piece is a story that is intimate, contained, character-driven, usually set in one location with a small cast, like I mentioned, focusing less on the spectacle of the story and more on the psychological tension, the build, the atmosphere, the interpersonal conflicts. One house, one room, one situation, heavy dialogue, emotional pressure, slow burn dread, less jump scares, really moody and heavy on the vibes with a minimal external world. Think of a chamber piece as horror theater, a pressure cooker situation, if you will. When you think of something falling under the chamber piece category, you have to ask yourself, is the setting isolated? Think cabin, bunker, house, hotel. Does it feel hostile, decaying, deceptive, or haunted even? And how are our characters trapped emotionally as well as physically? In a chamber film, the place where the characters are being contained isn't just a setting, it becomes an accomplice. A chamber piece should focus more on power dynamics, secrets, emotional relationships, and moral compasses being questioned and breaking down, which if you watch with the critical eye of who cracks first, who manipulates who, you'll soon realize the monster at the end of it all. Chamber pieces are truly something to study. There's so many moving parts to make them work. They are usually filled with silence, long takes, uncomfortable dialogue, slow pacing, and the story being escalated with the conversation rather than actual action. Dread entirely builds without completely relying on jump scares. And these movies suggest that the real horror isn't the threat on the outside. It's who we become when we're trapped together. Some films I can recommend for you to check out would be The Invitation, Coherence, The Lodge, Bug, The Blackcoat's Daughter, Funny Games, The Night House, Hush, and even next week's movie pick, We Need to Do Something. Chamber piece horror doesn't scream, it whispers. It traps you. It sits you down and makes you watch people unravel. One setting, one nightmare. And speaking of nightmare, I would like to use my platform here in this moment to say, hey, abolish ICE. My heart is with Minnesota. My heart is with the incredible, diverse people who keep every country running, especially the United States. Please be kind to one another. As a Canadian looking in on all of this, I can only say that we have one world. Please strive to leave it better than it is now. It's a shit show, and I fear we only have each other to get through this. So please be on the right side of history. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for listening, and thank you for being weird. I'll talk to you in the next video. Sayonara, suckers.